Sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You easy. Jake, you way too easy.
It is a beautiful day. DP is out again trying to recover from his illness. We wish him best in his recovery. I'm Jake Sorensen. Jay Foreman, the Husker Hall of Famer, in the building. Actually, we're not in the building. We're outside the building today,
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood over here in Lincoln.
We are at Bourbon Street in the Haymarket, 8th and R. And I tell you what, this place is awesome. Seafood boils, clam bake, New Orleans original. They got all sorts of good stuff. Appetizers. Tonight's special, Jay, you ready for this?
I'm ready. I'm waiting.
Ready for today's special menu. Surf and turf.
There it is.
8-ounce Angus beef, New York strip, and one juicy lobster tail with asparagus spears, red potato seasoned in a house-made garlic and herb butter. Just $32. Come on by. Weekends only today, tomorrow. Bourbon Street, 8th and R is what we'll be until 6 o'clock tonight.
Yeah.
How you doing?
We're here. We're in the building. We got less than 24 hours until it's on like a pot of greasy neck bones for Nebraska against Illinois.
Is that how you want to describe it, like that?
Yeah, you've never had neck bones.
No, I have
and
never.
You've never had New Orleans food. You've never had any soul food in that little sensitive stomach of yours. So
I've had
you
soul
grow up
food
having
before.
neck bones. They taste good when they have a little bit of seasoning on them, and that's what it's on like. Or if you want to be, I'll say it real good for you. It's on like buttered popcorn. How about that?
Okay, that's fine. I can work with that.
Yeah, you like buttered popcorn, Jake?
I do like buttered popcorn.
All right.
I love this weather. We're outside. Come out and show it. There's a great outdoor patio here. There's plenty of room.
You got Nick Sainer up in the building.
Nick is here. He's working on some stuff. He's working on stuff over there. We're also giving away a signed Grant Wistrom jersey again, so come on by, sign up for that. We'll be here until 6 o'clock. Jay, the flavor of the day in Nebraska is Nebraska fans are always looking toward the future and recruiting. And there's a particular player that will be in town tomorrow in Lincoln.
Yep.
And that person's name is Dylan Raiola, who is right now an Ohio State committed quarterback. He is the number one player in the country in the 2024 class.
A little nephew, man.
Yeah,
my Dom's one of my best friends, and the lines of communication from Uncle Jada to Dylan is
that right?
It got a little bit more open after Mickey became the head coach, and so I remember seeing him last week. He was here, and I dropped a little birdie in his ear, and then magically he's going to show up here. He's got a big game tonight on ESPNU. He's going to represent to the fullest, and then he's going to get on a plane and be here, and then he's going to partake in Nebraska upsetting Illinois tomorrow, and then the rest will be in history.
So let me ask you this, Jay. I mean, people are saying, well, he's here to watch his brother's in town because he got an offer from Nebraska 2026 commit. Dayton is his brother, right?
Right.
Your brother. Now they're saying he's here to be here with his brother, but is there, for those out there that want to believe there's a chance for Nebraska still?
There's always a chance,
with
man.
Dylan Raiola. You're saying there's always a chance.
There's always a chance.
There's
I'm
always
not
a
going to go any
chance.
farther in. There's always a chance.
Okay, you heard it here first. There's always a chance with
I
Dylan
can
Raiola.
guarantee you I probably know a little bit better than the average person. There's always a chance. His younger brother got an offer. Younger brother's going to be a good one, too. He's got a little bit more nastiness to him. I like it. He got the younger brother syndrome, and it's a family of great athletes, great people. And, look, man, I think – look, he's committed to Ohio State, and they're a very committed family. It would take a great effort to get him to commit here. There's a lot of things that have to happen to even to be a realistic chance, a for real chance. But the fact that he's coming here is it's attributed to Mickey Joseph and the coaching staff and the other channels that have reached out to him. So look, man, it's a good thing. I think they got a good crop of kids coming in this weekend. They've been recruiting hard. This whole time they were very effective during their bye week, where they're out seeing prospects, and they, it started off with the, commitment. Well, it didn't start off with the commitment from Malachi Coleman, but that was kind of the cherry on top. So it lets you know Mickey Joseph and those guys are operating as such that they're going to be here, and that's what he's doing. I mean, everything that he's done in this short amount of time cannot go unnoticed, and it's the momentum that he's created both in the building, on the field, on Saturday or whenever they play, and then when also they're out there recruiting. So
it
is what it is.
To me, it gets harder and harder to believe, Jay, that Mickey Joseph will not be here next year in some capacity.
Oh, well, listen here. I can tell you this. I can't speak for Mickey. Just do not don't snowball yourself and think that other people aren't watching what Mickey Joseph is doing.
They are.
So if Nebraska side decides to go hire another coach, don't think he's just going to stay here and not have other offers. This man is first of all, take this year out of it. Before he got here, he's one of the best receiver coaches in the nation.
Correct.
Period.
Correct.
Okay. One of the best recruiters in the nation. Period. Okay. He's a winner. When he was a head coach at a smaller school, he won. He's been at other places that a lot of coaches that have had jobs here in other places haven't had to coach. So where he's been at before is harder than coaching in Nebraska. That's why it's easy for him to operate in this whole thing of chaos right now.
Yeah.
He's worked with limited resources, limited support, and won.
Well, I think anytime that, Jay, you can help develop players like Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, right now that sells a lot. If you're a kid out there and you hear that Mickey Joseph was a big reason why those kids went to LSU, a big reason why they became what they have been in the NFL,
right,
you're already going to have a kid's interest.
Well, I mean,
there.
look. I mean, I'll say this. Before Trev got here, because he's only been here like a little bit over a year.
Yep, about a year. Yep.
Nebraska's biggest problem is they have struggled to do the simple things correctly. You know what I'm saying? Both administration, on the field, practice, and all the simple things correctly. There's other schools out here that are taking more advantage of resources outside of who's on their coaching staff, and that's how they're being successful. So you got, in order to be to the place that you want to be, you can't continue to do the same thing. You can't sit there and be the school that wants to say, oh, we went and hired, let's just say, for instance, we hired Urban Meyer, so we're supposed to be good. The Urban Meyer that you would be hiring is not the one that went to Ohio State. There's not Ohio State players here already. So people need to understand what you have on paper. You need to worry about substance before you start worrying about what's on paper, because that substance is what's going to get you to win. Substance is going to get you the team to play for something bigger than them, because that's what they're going to go recruit. You're going to go recruit guys that want to be here, that are going to play for a bigger purpose, that aren't going to tap out when the competition gets tough or when adversity hits. That's the honest to God truth. I mean, Nebraska isn't blessed with 10 million people here, and 1.8 million. So the pool of players that you can pick from is limited. Then you have the 500-mile radius. So you have to build your team differently, and it has to be built on the principles that have always made Nebraska good. And we got completely away from that for a very long time. And then as we needed to adjust, we haven't done it either. We have kind of encapsulated ourselves with the same people making the same decisions, and every single time has been wrong, and it has not worked out. It has not worked out. And so until we sit back and take a real, 360 view of what we need to do and what we need as a figurehead or whatever you want to call it going forward, we're going to struggle. But right now, everything's pointed in a positive. These kids are competing. They know the standard. It's slowly but surely getting to the point that where we're demanding your effort, and that's what you should do. It should be a demand. I'm not asking you to play hard. You know what I'm saying? It has to be something that has to be a standard. I'm not asking you to be a good teammate. I'm not asking you to do the right things. It's something that has to be done. There's an old saying, right? It is, when you play sports, you play it every day, right? And it sucks every day. Working out, running, sacrifices, hitting each other, X, Y, and Z. So you have to be an everyday guy. It can't be, oh, we'll just do it tomorrow, because tomorrow leads to next week, and next week leads to next month. Next month means the next season, and next thing you know, you're 4 or 5 years down the road with Nice Mike and Grandpa Mike Riley, and you're getting your head punched in, right? You got guys deciding whether they want to come to practice. You got guys deciding whether they want to lift weights. Guys decide if they want to. There is no decision. It's either you do or you don't. And that's the great thing about football. You win, you lose. You do it or you don't. But the more times you do it, then you don't lose.
Yeah, I think what makes it all good but also unfortunate, Jay, is if you see that happen this year, you've already seen, Nebraska played well against Indiana, no points allowed in the second half. Rutgers, same thing.
Right.
Like, if you see they have the capability to do it, you just feel like, man, we got screwed. We were screwed over by the previous few years of the effort not being there by the coaching staff or maybe just one guy in charge. And it's nice to see that the effort's there now, but you feel like you just got robbed for a couple of years.
Sure.
And hopefully, if it's Mickey, then they keep following up, and we can say, well, that sucked, but we're moving forward.
And then you keep pushing up keep pushing the standard. I think during the season, the time for that, to be honest with you, is after the season.
That's fair.
Right now, we can only deal with what we got going on right now, and we got to support 1,000% what we got going on, just like we supported when they got, head over there to Ireland. I don't think it's fair to sit there and keep kicking a dead horse, and, banging on Scott Frost and blaming, he 100% of the blame, because I do think that there was other factors that didn't lead to his success. Now, ultimately, when you're the head guy and you're the highest paid state employee, you're going to be held accountable. That's the way it works. And it's not fair, right?
Yep.
But then there's a lot of people saying it's not fair that you make $5 million. So it is fair. And you know what? Majority of people don't care. Now, at the end of the day, Mickey's the head coach. He's operating as such, and he's got the team, playing better and pointing in the right direction. And these kids are, they're kind of, just say you had 4 years of habits, right? You're trying to break these guys' habits and getting them to understand you can do more and it's okay. I can expect more of you, and it's not personal. You don't have to sit there, and we don't have to be buddy for me to coach. I got to respect you as a player, as long as it's not personal, and you got to do the same thing for me as a coach. And then, you know what? Me and Coach McBride are really close after we got done playing. But let me tell you something. Every time I saw him, I got puckered up a little bit. Everybody, my sphincter muscle got tight every time I seen him, Jake.
Well,
because I knew he might be on me.
Well, I would say this, Jay. I mean, to what you said.
Does anybody make your sphincter muscle get tight with me? I think when you see me in the morning at 8 o'clock, I definitely Sipple. He don't know what to do when he sees me.
It depends if the Dolphins have beaten the Bills or not, because I felt pretty good about that week. That Monday was kind of fun for me.
Yes, it was. You had your chest puffed out there, man.
And then we lost 3 straight. Now we're back. Chest back, puffed out. We're fine. So, okay, but I'd say this. I don't know if players want to be buddy if it's not resulting in wins. They understand if we're getting pushed and you're challenging us and it's helping us have better results in the field, I think they'd understand, hey, I'm going to listen to that guy.
Right.
He's doing what's best for me. I don't need to be best friends with the coach.
Right.
And if we're going to keep losing, how do I make my years here successful?
Hold on. Sports isn't conditional, man. You don't get to dictate and decide like when you're going to do something. That's the hardest thing about sports and life. You can work hard, show up, do everything the right way, and you can lose.
Yep.
But the only way that's going to be a higher percentage of you winning is showing up every day, listening to your coach, being challenged, being pushed, answer the call. That's the only way it's going to give you a chance to lose. If you do it conditionally, you're going to be a loser. Straight up. If you try to play sports on the condition that there's a guarantee that you're going to win, you will be a first-class loser.
Yep.
Now, you'll get close, but you'll still be a loser. Because because high achieving and high want type of players don't like mediocre attitudes. And it can't be conditioned. It can't be like, okay, well, if we win, then I'll let you coach me. I gotta coach you because I gotta give us a chance to win. Getting the best out of you, which is, all say like 22 starters or whatever, that's just giving you the chance to win. Now you got to go out there and execute, play in and play out to, win the game.
Okay, so stay right there, Jake, because I'm curious, because a lot of fans felt like Nebraska was close last year. They had all these close losses, 8 losses by 1 possession. The other one was by 9 points to Ohio State.
Right.
So, in reality, were they actually close? Are you saying they were further away than people thought they actually were?
No, I mean, you were close, but at the end of the day, you weren't winning.
Yep.
Now, there was a lot of good things that they were doing, but I think the biggest thing is to get over that step. There wasn't enough sacrifice to get there. Part of playing football and part of playing sports is it takes a tremendous amount of sacrifice Because say me and you are linebackers, right? And it might be like this team is a heavy ISO team. So I have to sacrifice the potential of me making easy plays but I have to blow up that fullback so you can make the plays.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to do it over and over and over. When we go to Wisconsin and we have to not only execute a defense, stay in our gap, own our gap, on the first play of the game, I can't loop behind the offensive lineman because I think I need to make the first play of the game. And then, Braylon Allen busts out of there. Then everybody's kind of looking at each other like, what happened? Because there's 10 other guys that are executing their job. So it takes a tremendous amount of sacrifice. And I think it was a learning experience for him. And, they were close, but we didn't win any of those games. We kind of were doing the same thing. And I think a little bit is different now. I think offensively, is different. I think obviously being a little bit more consistent, even though we went through a couple games we weren't able to produce a lot of points. But, overall, I think that, we were close last year, but that doesn't really do anything. I mean, football's, when you're continually to be close, you have to look at, like, why are you just only getting close?
Yep.
And then you got to kind of pivot from there. You can't continue to do the same things because eventually that bubble is going to pop or the floor is going to go out of that house because when you're very, very – it's like a team that's won a lot of close games. One year you're going to win a lot of close games, but you can't make your hay by coming down to the last play of the game year in and year out.
Nope.
Now it might create a magical year, right?
Yeah.
And, we've seen a lot of teams, right?
Sure. But
consistently you're going to have to find a way to be a very competitive in a very good football team. You can't say, okay, well, this team fumbled and we got the fumble, or this is like Iowa last year. They started off the first two plays of the year, pick six.
Yeah.
In the first 3 games, they had like 7-8 touchdowns on defense. Eventually you got to start scoring points on offense. And so
it's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable. So you
got
to be
touchdowns a game defensively.
Right. You got to be a 3-pronged attack as a team, offense, defense, and special teams.
Right. And so I'm curious. So does it become obvious when you have a team that's close like last year? Does it become obvious of what you need to do in practice differently to get over the hump, or is it just how do you know? Because it might be something different every game. It might be
it was different. I mean, I think the thing is that Nebraska was finding different ways to lose, but I think ultimately you have to get back and you got to look at what are we doing in between those big plays that lost the game that are really the cause for us to lose it. The cause and effect. Are we not good enough on third down? Are we not good enough on first and second down on offense? I'm talking about third down on defensive percentage. Are we not playing good enough situational football going into the half or coming out of the half? Are we starting slow? Right? Because you could be in a 1-score game and be down by 17 and then you go, score and you go for 2 and then everybody's like, well, actually you really lost by 17 because the team is playing prevent. So you got to look at all the different factors, but then ultimately you got to look, I think, the biggest thing for Nebraska, it comes down to, and Mickey Joseph said it comes down to fundamentals, right? And fundamentals is everything from, running, blocking, tackling, and keeping the ball. And then it comes down to on defense, in particular, which is, obviously, where I played at, you got to be able to align, assign, and be aggressive. And you have to communicate effectively in high pressure situations. What makes teams really, really good is you got to love football, man. You understand it?
Oh, yeah.
Every day has to be football. You could be out shopping for groceries and you're thinking about football. You have to understand when you're playing in these games in the Big Ten, everybody's good. So you have to be able to communicate effectively in high pressure situations at home and on the road in order to win those games. You can't come out and, the first screen pass against Purdue, the corner totally whiffs. Like that you're better than that, right? It's a 2-yard or
Division I athlete.
It's potentially a 2-yard loss. Well, you missed that tackle and the dude run for 18 more yards.
Yep,
that's a game.
Those are momentum plays,
right? And especially when Aiden O'Connell is 1 for 4 for 6 yards, that's a confidence builder.
Yep.
So, and it's a confidence builder for the offensive coordinator. It takes a little bit of confidence and momentum away from a defensive coordinator that. When you watch the replay and you watch, that's a perfect call for the perfect play. So those are the things that, we need to get better at, and we got to continue to get better at. And the bye week is a good time, or was hopefully a good time for them to address those and then keep moving forward. But we can talk about last year, but that's a lot. Last year was a long way away. we got to deal with right now, week to week. This is the most important game for Nebraska to not only play well, but to win and play well enough to win the game.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jay. I mean, a lot of people want to lament on what's happened here this year and last year. You know, you're not going to get anywhere if you keep thinking about the past. You got to move forward, embrace what's happened, and embrace what you have and get better.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. You know, you could have the same team from last year, right? And say that team went 10-2. You can come back the next year with the same team and be 6-6.
Sure could.
Right? And just be just a different year. Other teams get better. You maybe got a little bit kind of like lazy, fat, and happy off of your success, and then boom, now you're looking looking up at teams that you thought you're better in. That's the way it happens, man. Look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 2 years ago, they won a Super Bowl. Last year, they pretty much gave away the game against the Rams.
They did.
And here they are right now, and Tom Brady's 3 games below 500. Same defense, same young defense. Okay, now that, you know, and free agency happens in the pros. Offense, you got Julio Jones and all this other stuff, and now you can't get out of their own way. They're dropping passes. They're missing blocks. It's the same team. So you got to go out and prove it, and that's the great thing about sports. You get a chance to prove yourself every single day. Every single day you get a chance to do it, and they get a chance to go out there and prove themselves against a well-ranked opponent. And also redemption from letting one get away against Purdue.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at it 2 ways. You could say, well, do these guys say, oh, my gosh, another close loss, here we go again? Or do they say, no, that's not happening. That's not going to be the narrative of the season.
We're not closing.
We're not losing close games anymore.
Right. You need to be pissed off that you tinkled down your leg. An opportunity. There's not a lot of opportunities in sports that you get to kind of make the wrong this quickly. Just imagine if Purdue was the last game of the season. You had to deal all off season and potentially not making a bowl game because we couldn't align correctly. We were missing tackles and our minds wasn't right.
Yep.
You got to deal with, see if December. Okay, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, and essentially 9 months. You got to sit there and wait and devil in that. Then people are going to question you. And it all can come down to, like we mentioned, 1 or 2 plays. That's why everything you do in football is important, and you have to sacrifice for it because you never know when your number is going to be called. That's why being a team and being a good teammate is so important. And that's why communication and playing for a bigger purpose than you. Because there's going to be, I'm going to tell you this, 99% of the time, nobody wants to practice and lift weights when you're sore. But you do it for the betterment of everybody else.
Thinking about Malcolm Hartzog, a guy that wasn't see the field. Now all of a sudden Mickey takes over. He's a starting defensive back. He's been good in that role. He's had a couple big plays.
Right.
He had a score on the block punt against Indiana. He had a pick in the end zone against Purdue.
Purdue had another pick, I think, towards I think Indiana towards the end of the game. And so, look, you need anybody and everybody that's willing to step up. There is no grandfathered into positions anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Anybody and everybody, if you're
spot.
willing and able, you will be playing. Hopefully.
Stop on by. We're at Bourbon Street, 8th and R in the Haymarket. We're giving away a signed Grant Wistrom jersey today. Also, tonight's special, 8-ounce Angus beef New York strip and a juicy lobster tail for their surf and turf. Also comes with asparagus spears and red potato seasoning in a house-made garlic and herb butter. Stop on by. We are here till 6. Drawing will give away the jersey around 6 o'clock as well. But also shrimp boils here. It is a great place. And the patio is open. It's beautiful out. Come on by Bourbon Street, 8th and R. More of Old School is next on 93.7 The Ticket.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Hey, Steve. Welcome to Great Clips.
Great Clips asks, what's the difference between good and great?
Come on back and have a seat.
Good asks you what haircut you'd like.
I have all your details from last time. Would you like the same haircut today?
Great already knows. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details so you can get the same thing as last time, every time. Download our online check-in app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Warhorse Casino Lincoln is open, and guests are winning big already. Get in on the fun at Nebraska's first casino. Try your luck on your favorite slot machines and join the Warhorse Rewards program for exclusive offers. The best is yet to come as we continue to build a world-class experience for our guests. Right off Highway 77 and West Denton. You'll always leave feeling like a winner at Warhorse Casino Lincoln.
Must be 21 or older to enter. Proper ID is required. Gambling problem? 1-833-BET-OVER.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
It's tailgate season. Why would you bounce around from place to place for all your beverage needs when you could have it all in one place? Wine, Beer, and Spirits has everything for your parties with their 3 locations in Lincoln, Grand Island, and Omaha. It's the largest liquor store in the state, and here's the best part. You can get a drink from their bar and walk around with it as you shop for all your tailgate necessities. Locally owned and operated, it's Wine, Beer, and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that, options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more or call us at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance to make your project go smooth. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online at deckcityne.com.
Hi, I'm Charlie Stone, and I'm back with Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, you said to me earlier you have a lot going on at the dealership. Can you tell our listeners about it?
Sure can, Charlie. As I've said before, if you don't see a vehicle on our lot that you're looking for, it's probably on its way soon.
So, how many new Hondas do you have in stock or on the way?
We have a total of over 325, Charlie, with the great selection of Pilots and Ridgelines in stock right now.
Well, we have been talking about the Honda of Lincoln way of buying cars for several months. How is that going?
People love it. We're buying all makes and models, whether they purchase the car from us or not. I mean, really, it's a no hassle, and we will pay them cash on the same day.
Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Hi, this is Kurt, your shop manager at A1 Automotive here in downtown Lincoln. My promise to you is this: you won't find another automotive repair facility that genuinely cares about you and your vehicle. Our service is outstanding and our customer service is better. Please give me a call for all your automotive repair questions and needs. Call me at 402-477-4660. We were built on small town values, and that shows in how we treat others. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Mike Schaefer here for Trek CBD. It's football season, and that means you're tailgating with friends, or if you're like me, yelling at the TV during Vikings games. Trek CBD has a variety of products that help calm me down during the games, so I don't scare my dog. But in the rare cases that I yell too much, there's CBD products for him, too, and all other pets. Whether you're looking for drinkable Delta 8 seltzers, hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups for your beverages, or anything else, Trek CBD has it all at 84th and Internet. Trek CBD done right.
This is Old School on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, we are back here at Bourbon Street by Single Barrel, 8th and R in the Haymarket. Jake Sorensen in for DP. He'll be back at some point, hopefully next week. Hope he's getting better and recovering. Jay Foreman is here with me. We were here until 6 o'clock, giving away a signed Grant Wistrom jersey. Come on by also. This special is hard to beat. You look at this and you were salivating during the break, Jay.
I know it looks
Surf
good,
and turf.
man.
Surf and turf. 8-ounce Angus beef, New York strip, and 1 juicy lobster tail. Also asparagus spears, red potato seasoning, and a house-made looking herb butter. Come on by, $32 for that. Also, they got drinks like the Beer Mosa, a triple second orange juice top with a cold Blue Moon. Jay, sounds pretty good. Fireball orange tea.
Oh, that sounds like something Nate Brennan would be drinking.
Yep, he might drink that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Fireball, orange juice, and unsweetened tea.
Ugh.
A zombie shot. Bailey's triple second grenadine.
No thanks.
And
But it sounds good, though. Look at
might
Nick.
have it.
Nick perked up over there.
And the touchdown, which is bourbon with lemonade and unsweetened tea. Also,
I like that one.
They've got
That's the John Daly.
That's the John Daly.
Yeah.
They got shrimp boils. They got baskets, fried catfish. They got Bourbon Street Alfredo. I mean, where else you want to go on a Friday night? Come on by Bourbon Street, 8th and R in the Haymarket. So we've been talking about tomorrow's game. Nebraska again kicks off at 2:30 p.m. against Illinois. It still feels weird to me to say Nebraska is an underdog to a ranked Illini team. It just what kind of world? It's like the bizarro world that Illinois is ranked.
This whole college football season has been bizarre world, right? You talk about top to bottom.
What else is weird to you? Tennessee?
Well, Georgia.
Well, that's not weird.
Hold on. Their defense is excellent, but the offense is still to be, evaluated. Alabama, you thought the known was the offense, and then the defense went out there and looked horrible. Then Tennessee seems like comes from the depths of hell.
Yep.
And they look pretty much unstoppable. So it is different. And then you had Kansas just 3 weeks ago. That was didn't they have college game day there in Kansas?
They did.
So whoever would have thought Kansas would be 5-0 and Nebraska would fire their head coach and defensive coordinator. When Kansas has never been a football school. The best thing they had was June Henley and Dana Stubblefield. And that was back before I even played.
Oh, well, what about 07 when they had Todd Reese and Brandon McAnderson and Desmond Briscoe,
right?
Kerry Meyer?
I forgot. They had that 1 year. But, that's what I'm saying. So this has just been a weird year. But Illinois has, earned it. You got to think. They started off the year against Nebraska. Then they stubbed their toe week 2.
Yep.
Rebounded. Had a little bit of turmoil. And Brett Bielema went and rallied his troops. Went to Penn State College. And beat them, which was in like 6 overtimes, and gutted that game out. And I think that was a program-changing win. And then they took that momentum in the offseason, got better at what they were, good at last year, expanded their offense a little bit. I think DeVito and his ability to play the QB position really helped him out, kind of calm the waters there. He's efficient. They've been, for the most part, healthy. And, they've been playing consistent all year. They lost the first game of the season against Illinois, but really they dominated Illinois from the get-go. So, they're a good team, but it's no different than the team that they played last year. Nebraska is sitting in a good position where they're the underdog. All the pressure now rests on the team coming from Champaign, Illinois. They have never been in this situation before.
They have
never been in this situation for this long of time before. They have increased expectations. They have pressure to keep coaches, pressure to re-up Brett Bielema, to keep Walters, to keep the mindset of the players and not think about their future or NIL deals and stuff like that. And so, they can get a little bit out of this. The best time to attack an alligator, Jake, you know this?
What's that?
You know when?
It's sleeping?
No.
When it's dead?
When? No. Well, yeah, well, that's the best time. But when you want to attack a live and healthy alligator?
What's that?
After he eats. Because he gets lazy. He gets slow. His body is slow. His reaction time is slow. That's where Illinois is, and we got to go in an attack.
Have you ever tried to attack an alligator?
No, I don't want to. But if I had to, I will. And I will poke his eyes out.
You keep track and say, hey, he just finished eating it.
Yeah, I would feed him. I would feed him first, right? And then I would attack him.
For you.
Yeah.
It's a big piece of meat.
Give him a big piece of chicken, and then I'll try to kill him.
Yep.
Yeah, so
that's nice.
You know, hey, that's the best I can do. Banana in the tailpipe theory. But I just think that Nebraska, it's a tremendous opportunity. It's a good opportunity for, the bigger name players, the guys that have been around, before, to start faster. You need guys to step up in this big game. It can't be sit around on offense and chuck it deep in because Illinois is going to try to take away Trey Palmer. So we got to skin the cat a different way. We got to get the running game going. We got to be opportunistic on defense. And, we got to have guys that have, had big offseason, as far as like media attention. They got to step up. This is the competition that you want. I don't need you. I mean, I do need you, but running in there when Indiana doesn't block you and all that other stuff, I got to see you do something against a like opponent, somebody that's coming in here playing for something. We're playing for something because Nebraska, really, to be honest with you, is in a pole position. Everybody that you have to beat from here on out is in the way, and you beat them. Okay. And then you can end up in Indianapolis, but you can't get there if you don't handle your business. If you can't, we got to get sick and tired and be dumb or done and be disgusted with just being close or being the team that's thought of or they potentially could be good. Just go be good. It's football. It's not that hard.
No, no one's holding you back except yourself. Okay, Jay, right now, as we sit October 28th, tomorrow's game day, is it clear who the best team is in the Big Ten West? Is it Illinois?
Right now, it's Illinois. Right now, I think from week 1 to now, they've been the most consistent, and they're the best team. They're the known commodity right now.
Do you think it will stay that way?
No, because it hasn't stayed that way. 2 weeks ago, I would have said the Gophers.
That's fair.
And I would have said a week before that, I would have said Purdue.
Could either of those teams get back to that position?
Oh, they can, but so can Nebraska. It seems like the turn is coming. Another team. But, they could. But how they've got to be up to that point and to where they potentially could get back is very simple. They're fit. They're all physical teams. Even though Purdue doesn't look like a physical team, they play a little bit physical, but particularly Minnesota and Illinois, they're extremely physical on both sides of the ball. They both play good defense. They pound you on offense, and they test your will, and your will isn't just – if you play football, you're tough. They test you mentally. Are you willing to continue to do the same things the right way over and over and over? And then when you don't, they break you, and then they continue to do it. And then once you start second-guessing yourself, then they really try to gut punch you, and then next thing you know, you leave the game and like, man, it was 4 or 5 plays, but, it was probably about 6 or 7 plays that you decided to do your own thing that lost the game.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Minnesota has really fallen off a cliff since their good start. They look great. They're non-conference, and they beat Michigan State, killed them. And now they've lost to Purdue. They lost to Illinois last week. They've had a couple other losses. I mean, I don't know what happened with the Gophers, but you're right. They were the flavor of the week in the Big Ten for a couple weeks, and now they seem like a team that's in disarray all of a sudden. I mean, Purdue was playing great football. Then they lost last week, to Wisconsin. It's they've now lost 16 straight times to. Oh, by the way, and they were down 21-0 in the first quarter of that football game.
Right, it wasn't. They came back late, but the game was never close. And so, styles do make fights. And but you'd like to be a team that's able to play any way you want. But Wisconsin has Purdue's number, and those are hard games to overcome. And Purdue might have came in after, a good victory against Nebraska, maybe, overlooking Wisconsin because they've been struggling. But again, Wisconsin's no different than Nebraska. Their season B started when they made a change of head coach. So you have to evaluate. You can't worry about Wisconsin, how they lost to Washington State, right? Nope. You have to worry about how they've played from the time Jim Leonhard came on as a head coach and how Nebraska's played since Mickey Joseph became head coach. That's who you're playing. Now, you can go back and look for schematics and stuff, but how you need to really pay attention on how they're playing from the time you made the coaching change and so forth and so on. And so, Purdue, they didn't look good. They didn't look nearly as good as Nebraska, but I think Wisconsin learned from Nebraska's mistakes. They aligned correctly. They forced Purdue into being one-handed. they played a little bit of the tricky plays a little bit better, and Wisconsin's probably a little bit more veteran defense than Nebraska was, or at least out there against Purdue. And so they were able to adjust, and they were playing at home. So there's some differences in the circumstances in each game.
We are live at Bourbon Street at 8th and R in the Haymarket. Come on by. We'll be here till 6 o'clock giving away a Grant Wistrom signed jersey. The patio is open. Beautiful weather. They got steak night, surf and turf. Come on by. Great spot to hang out on a Friday night before the game. We'll have more next on Old School on 93.7 The Ticket.
If you need to sell equipment and trucks, Ritchie Brothers' new Lincoln Satellite Yard lets you free up space at your property and get local access to all Ritchie Brothers auctions. Drop your equipment off and sell it online at any Ritchie Brothers auction, Iron Planet, or via Marketplace E. The yard is at 8801 US 6 Lincoln. It's secure and makes for easy in-person buyer inspections and pickup. Take advantage of this yard to sell at Ritchie Brothers' Great Plains Regional Auction, September 15th and 16th. For details, visit rbauction.com/Lincoln.
The weather in Nebraska is unpredictable every day, and that's no fun when you're trying to golf. Double Eagle Golf in West Lincoln is now open to let you play in perfect indoor conditions daily. Double Eagle Golf has 5 simulator bays to hit in, by far the most in Lincoln. It has a fully stocked bar with beers and cocktails for you to enjoy while you play. Double Eagle Golf is open each weekday from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., so you can start the day there, take a client over lunch, or end the night with friends. Check out Double Eagle Golf today inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
It is finally time for the high school football playoffs, and you can hear all the action unfold right here on 93.7 The Ticket. Hey guys, it's Nick Sainer. Join Jay Foreman and I tonight at 7 p.m. for a first-round playoff matchup between Millard West and Lincoln Southwest. The Silverhawks are 7-2 on the year and are led by senior running back Cal Newell, who ranks 9th in the state in rushing yards this season with more than 1,200 yards on the ground. Kickoff is slated for 7 p.m., and you can hear all the action unfold right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that. Options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more or call us at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
It's tailgate season. Why would you bounce around from place to place for all your beverage needs when you could have it all in one place? Wine, Beer, and Spirits has everything for your parties with their 3 locations in Lincoln, Grand Island, and Omaha. It's the largest liquor store in the state, and here's the best part. You can get a drink from their bar and walk around with it as you shop for all your tailgate necessities. Locally owned and operated, it's Wine, Beer, and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
What does continuing education mean to you? At Southeast Community College, it means helping you advance. Whether that's a class to help you learn a new hobby, get your motorcycle license, or even your GED, SCC can help you take the next step. Financial assistance is available too. Learn more about our continuing ed classes at southeast.edu/continuing education. SCC, your path to personal and professional development.
At Venue Catering and Events, we offer 2 of the most historic ballrooms in Lincoln. The Jasmine Room, located in the historic Grand Manse in the heart of downtown, featuring a beautiful built-in antique bar, spacious patio, and soaring skylit ceilings. The Scottish Rite Ballroom, located just 2 blocks from the state's capital, boasts intricate hand-carved columns, rich, dark wood floors, and lavish chandeliers. The perfect venues to host your wedding, corporate event, or much more. For availability and more information, call us at 402-603-6483.
Warhorse Casino Lincoln is open, and guests are winning big already. Get in on the fun at Nebraska's first casino. Try your luck on your favorite slot machines and join the Warhorse Rewards program for exclusive offers. The best is yet to come as we continue to build a world-class experience for our guests. Right off Highway 77 and West Denton, you'll always leave feeling like a winner at Warhorse Casino Lincoln.
Must be 21 or older to enter. Proper ID is required. Gambling problem? 1-833-BET-OVER.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Hopcat exists at the intersection of great beer and delicious food, complemented by music, art, community, and comfort. Home to a best-in-class beer experience served by craft beer experts, guests can expect a casual, inviting local gathering place with some of the best damn burgers and fries you'll find in Lincoln. There is no better place to watch any Nebraska game other than the 50-yard line at Memorial Stadium. Hopcat is located at 6th and P in the Haymarket. To plan your next trip to Hopcat, visit www.hopcat.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
We'll see areas of fog this morning, then by late this afternoon, clearing skies as we'll top out near 63. Winds out of the south at around 10. Patchy areas of fog will be possible again tonight with a low of 39, and then an absolutely beautiful weekend ahead of us. Highs tomorrow in the upper 60s. Similar conditions on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Get a lot of advice about self-care these days, but one of the most important self-care steps we can take is making sure we're financially secure later in life. For small steps you can take to save for retirement, visit WeSaySaveIt.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, we are back. Last segment of the 4 o'clock hour, live at Bourbon Street, 8th and R in the Haymarket. It's still beautiful out. We just put our jackets on. It's a little chilly, but it's still pretty nice outside. You know, it's called maintenance here.
Yeah, a little cloud cover, but we the great ones adjust, so we had to adjust a little bit.
You got fried catfish at Bourbon Street today. You got surf and turf. They got great beer specials, great drink specials. It's the place to be. 8th and R, the Haymarket. We're here until 6. Still here. They're open until 11 o'clock tonight. Come on down. I got a text during the break here, Jay, on the text line from Disc Golf Jake. He says, Jay's analogies and isms are incredible today.
The isms.
The isms are on today.
It's on every day. Look at. Did you see Nick over there?
You brought up an alligator, the right time to attack an alligator on the air today.
Yeah. You didn't know that.
I know.
I'm here to educate you, man.
I need some help once in a while.
That's the best time to get them, man. After they ate, they're lazy. Their body ain't moving quick enough. That's what Illinois is. They've been eating on everybody else, and they think they're just going to come in here on national TV and just steamroll Nebraska, and they're going to be up jumps the cat. Nebraska gets a 10.7 to 10-point lead. I want to see Illinois, especially if it's a 7 to 10-point lead in the second half. I want to see how they react.
Okay, well, question is, Nebraska has had some really struggling offensive line play all season long. You're going against a team that is first in the Big Ten in both pass defense and rush defense.
Right.
Second in the country in both those as well. So number 1 overall defense in the country.
Right.
How does a team with a struggling offensive line overcome that against a very, very good defense?
Well, ideally in the bye week, you want to go back and work on the things that you haven't done well, which is being consistent, right? You can't not play. We can't afford to come out slow and ooze into the game and play horrible the first quarter and then start to pick it up as the game goes. We got to be on from the get-go. We got to know what we're doing. We got to block the guys. You got to understand they're on scholarship too. Yep. They got some really good players that are going to be future NFL players. So they're going to make plays, but we just can't give them plays. I think if Nebraska gets to the point that where, you take on the mentality individually and collectively, say position groups. I don't want to be that guy, or we don't want to be that group that everybody's talking about in a negative light that let the team down and we didn't perform well. Everything be, A-okay. So, I mean, how do you do it? You can do it by play calling, but ultimately you can go out and execute. And really in the Purdue game, there was a handful of times where the pass blocking was good by 4 guys. The run blocking was good by, say, 4 guys. There was one guy that whiffed, and that's the guy that came in and blew up the whole play. So if you make them go out there and earn it, which is, a lot of times playing steady, that means you'll make some plays. You'll have stalemates. They'll make some plays. The game and the flow of the game is a lot different. It changes the play calling. It changes the first and second down success rate, changes third down percentage, and it changes the time of possession on the clock. And if you can consistently do that, And if you go back and watch the Indiana game against Illinois, what Nebraska has as a skill position, guys, it works out really, really well to go up against their defensive backs. And I think, at this point in the season where Illinois has played really, really good and played some offenses that were either not up to snuff as far as personnel-wise. Minnesota's quarterback got hurt early in the game. Indiana's offense has struggled all year. Then, you have these, rankings as far as being second in both the two categories that you mentioned. Well, if you get against an offense that's really humming, well, then, you can get exposed. I mean, there's no better case to study than look at Alabama going to Tennessee. They would have never thought that Tennessee would essentially been able to walk up and down the field repeatedly, and throughout the whole game. So, I think that, this is going to be more than this is a mindset game. You can't come into a game and get intimidated by a ranking or what they've done in the past. You got to say, look, you have to show me and I'm going to show you. So it's a mindset game. You've had 2 weeks to get ready for this game. You have got to be ready. This isn't a game where you can kind of start out, spot them 10 points and think they're going to let you come back. You know what I'm saying? Like Rutgers, go in 13-0 and then you go 14 and 14.
Too good of a defense for
that.
Right.
Too good of a team.
Well, they got a good running back too. He can
they got a good team. They got a team top to bottom. So let's see how these guys do from Illinois when you come out there and show them that you're ready to play.
Yep. Nebraska again tomorrow. Kickoff 2:30 p.m. Memorial Stadium. ABC can watch the game or attend. It should be a pretty good crowd tomorrow. I think beautiful day of weather for late October. Can't wait to see how it goes. Also tomorrow you have the 11 a.m. game. Ohio State Penn State tomorrow.
Yeah, that's going to be a good game. Penn State's only beat Ohio State when they've been unranked.
That's a good fact right there.
They're 13 right now, and I think Penn State is going to be facing a little bit of PTSD per se, right? The last time they played a really good opponent, they got demolished by Michigan.
Yep.
They're looking at another team that, quite frankly, is probably better than Michigan, and they can attack you both through the air and the ground game. And so, Penn State, even though they're ranked 13th, they don't have the confidence of a 13th ranked team. And so
they looked good against Minnesota last week. To be fair, they played well.
They
against
did,
the
but Tanner Morgan didn't play.
He didn't play.
So you should at home.
They still took care of him. Though.
They took care of him. So and you know what? Offensively, they were a lot more explosive than I thought they would against a pretty good and well-known Minnesota defense. So I got to give them credit. But playing against Ohio State, fully healthy, mindset right, understanding what's at stake is a totally different animal. So, we'll see what Penn State does. We'll see how James Franklin gets his teams ready to play. We'll see how Ryan Day gets his guys ready to play. Anytime you play on the road and playing at Penn State, it's never easy. And so, it's going to be a good game. I think it's good for the Big Ten. There are a lot of good games. There's some interesting games. Iowa against Northwestern. Can Northwestern, that have been close, played Maryland close and gave that game away, can they find a way to manufacture enough points against that good Iowa defense and upset them on the road? Can Maryland, do their thing? Can Nebraska step up? Can the Michigan State, the records don't mean anything. How physical that game's going to be. Can Peyton Thorne, can he play up to his capability? There's a ton of things on the line, tons of headlines, storylines that are approaching every single every game, and that's what you want when you're coming down the hatch at the end of October going into November. So this is where you separate the good and great teams and the bad and so-so teams.
All right, we are live at Bourbon Street, 8th and R in the Haymarket. Come on by. We'll be here until 6 o'clock. Register for a free Grant Wistrom signed jersey and then take in a little surf and turf plus a little bourbon. You got shrimp boils out here, too. So come on by. We're here till 6 o'clock. When we come back, top of the hour, if you have any questions for Jay Foreman, please text them, 402-464-5685. Also, we got to get Jay's picks for the games, NFL, college football, all that. Top of the hour next on Old School on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Hopcat exists at the intersection of great beer and delicious food, complemented by music, art, community, and comfort. Home to a best-in-class beer experience served by craft beer experts, guests can expect a casual, inviting local gathering place with some of the best damn burgers and fries you'll find in Lincoln. There is no better place to watch any Nebraska game other than the 50-yard line at Memorial Stadium. Hopcat is located at 6th and P in the Haymarket. To plan your next trip to Hopcat, visit www.hopcat.com.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is searching for mechanics of all skill levels to grow with us. Landmark offers a competitive wage, full benefits package, along with paid time off within just 60 days of employment, as well as a 401k and a boot and clothing allowance. Interested in becoming a part of the Landmark difference? Apply now at landmarkimp.com/careers or contact Deanna 402-310-7561 or email careers@landmarkimp.com. That's landmarkimp.com. Landmark Implement is an equal opportunity employer.
They might win, they might lose, but either way, you have something to say about it. Don't miss the Husker After Party postgame show immediately following every Nebraska football game. Nick Sainert and Jake Bachhoven give instant reaction, quotes from the players and coaches, and take all your phone calls with thoughts on the game. It's the Husker After Party postgame show, only on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sponsored by Action Plumbing and Heating, Gary Michaels Quilliers, and Brent Excavating.
Hey, buying a used vehicle sucks, and the biggest problem is who can you trust? Hey, this is Carl from Price Right Auto out here at West O Street in Lincoln. Here's what customers have told us they want from us. They want transparent pricing with no games. We have all of our pricing on our website, plus a Carfax report. We don't want to buy a lemon. We include a 3-month warranty on all of our vehicles. We don't want to play games. Just make it simple. We saw that with non-commissioned salespeople. Can you trust us? Just check out our Google reviews. Again, this is Carl from Price Right Auto in West O. Check us out at pricerightauto.com.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great. We're
definitely coming back.
Sure.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo Promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities that we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say hello. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that, options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more or call us at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Once again, we are live out at Bourbon Street, 8th and R in the Haymarket. Come on by. Jay Foreman's in the house. I'm Jake Sorensen in for DP. We hope DP gets continued rest and gets better. Hopefully he's back next week. Fighting a little illness right now, but our thoughts are with him as he gets better. You can come on by. They got surf and turf today. 8-ounce Angus beef New York strip and a juicy lobster tail with some sides, asparagus and red potatoes. Also, you just got some fried catfish coming out here. They got shrimp boils here, shrimp and snow crab, potatoes, corn, and andouille sausage. Also, the New Orleans one is shrimp and crawfish with potatoes, corn, and andouille sausage. It is good, really good stuff. Also, they got beer buckets, Jay. They got $20 for domestic beer buckets, 6 beers your choice, plus craft ones are $25. Ask your waitress for that. Bourbon Street, 8th and R in the Haymarket. So we will get to some picks here coming up in a second. I did ask for people to text in any questions they have for you. I got a text coming in. Text says this, Jay, number one, I hope Mickey gets the job. And if he does, what kind of offense do you think he would run? You have any idea of that?
Well, I mean, I have no guarantee idea, but I guarantee it'd be based on being physical. I think it'd be, they'd run the ball. So I guess it'd be somewhat like LSU had, where you'd be able to have some big linemen that are able to move some people and then be explosive as well. I mean, when you have one of the best wide receiver coaches in the nation, they're going to be explosive on the outside. He'll get guys to play up to their potential and then some. So I think it's going to be 50-50, 60-40 type of offense, but I think it's also going to be adaptable as well. I think Mickey's seen enough football, and this offensive staff has seen enough football, or the staff that he would have or anybody would have has seen enough football or played against enough teams to understand, and you're not always going to be able to do what you want to do every single game. And so you have to be able to adjust. You got to be adaptable. I think it'll be, a physical type of offense. I think if you got an offensive line and an offense that's physical, it's going to make your defense physical. And so that's, you kind of knock out two birds with one stone.
Yeah, we'll see. Again, have no idea if Mark Whipple will be part of the plans for Mickey if he is the head coach next year. Mark Whipple is still around right now, though. He's calling plays for the team.
Why wouldn't he? Balls. I mean, he's the deep balls are part of just being there, and you got to take advantage of what you need to. Early in the season, we were, North Dakota, we're pounding them with the run the second half, and so you got to be able to do what you need to do and win the game. And so, if the running lanes are there, I assume Coach Whipple's going to call those. And so you need the offensive line to play well both in the run game and the pass game, and it's got to be called to the point that where it puts them in those positions to be advantageous. And then your rest is there. And look, at the end of the day, the easy thing to do is blame a play caller, but ultimately every play is called to have somewhat success. You know what I'm saying? If it's blocked correctly, you're going to have somewhat success or a manageable gain that you can live with. So we have got to get to the point that we execute more efficiently and on a consistent basis, and we can do that this week against a good defense.
From YouTube, Jay Harvey chimes in with the question, says, Jay, should we use the pass to set up the run or just run right at them immediately to try to set a tone tomorrow?
Look, I mean, Illinois is going to be a physical team, so I don't think you're going to intimidate them. I think you take what they give you. If you have an advantage at a certain position, then you kind of work that to set up the run. But ultimately, you could pass all day and they could be softened up for the run. If you're not executing, it don't really matter what you call as far as run game goes. So, I think we got to have some stick to it in this, and and then we got to play some real good complementary football. Like last week when we were, down by 7 or maybe tied. I think we had a series that was only like 12 seconds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so we got to, kind of get away from that. And now one, everybody will say, well, that's on Whipple. No, it's not. It's on the execution of the plays, the penetration. You can call 10 pass plays in a row. You got to block them. Letting some guy have Ollie, what Ollie Oxenfree is?
Oh, yeah.
Ollie Oxenfree on Casey Thompson is not that doesn't matter what play is called. So we got to do a better job of executing the plays, and we'll be okay.
Okay. Another question coming in for Jake. And get your questions to 402-464-5685 or watching, comment on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. Question for Jay. In his experience, when it comes to our line performance or lack thereof for our linemen on both sides, are they being taught or coached right, or is it more of a question of talent? What is more of the problem there?
I think it's more of an execution thing. I know they're being coached right. I think they're more talented than what they've shown. You've had some injuries, so you've had the lack of continuity. So people need to understand that is part of it too. You know what I mean? You had, Teddy Paraska's out, again.
Yep, that's right.
And then you had Turner in there, and then you're expecting Nori that was going to probably be your best lineman, the guy that
loss.
right? And then you had, Bryce Benhart. You hope that he stepped up, and then he's all over the place. And then you got Hunter Anthony. So it's been a lack of continuity, but I know they're being coached right. And they, and people forget earlier in the season, you were saying we're seeing improvement, even though there were little things every game in the beginning of the season. I mean, I think the Rutgers game and Purdue game was their worst game because of the amount of whiffs, right?
Yeah.
In the penetration. So they have to bounce back and get back to what they were doing correctly earlier in the season, and you'll see an overall better performance. And so, and that goes with the defensive line as well. I think the defensive line, probably took a lot of heat unfairly because Purdue ran for 100 yards last week or 180 by that one running back. And a lot of it was based on the second and third levels not doing their.
I'd ask you, Jay, in terms of that, I'm not calling out any position coach, but I'm in general, is it obvious to you, both NFL or college football, when a position coach is not doing his job? Is it obvious, or is it more on the players? Like, how do you even?
Sometimes, but if you see a little bit of continuation of things that aren't good, then that's it. But I think at some point in time, the players got to figure it out. There comes a point in time, if me and you are out there with Nick, we got to come to the sideline and saying, okay, well, what are you seeing? We have to stop this play if it's getting us 2 or 3 times in a row. That's where it comes to, and the coaches don't have anything to do with it. There's not a play that Nebraska saw, or a situation, or a shift, or a check that they weren't ready for. It's up to the players to execute. The coaches aren't teaching you to be confused based on a simple motion by a slot receiver. That should be basic. You got to be locked in. And if you have that little bit of hesitant, or you're hesitant on the third level, it seeps down to the second level, seeps down to the first level, and then of course everybody wants to blame the D line or linebackers. But at the end of the day, guys, people need to execute and it be locked into the game, and that's why football is such a team game. The defensive line depends on the defensive backs as much as they depend on the linebackers, and so forth and so on.
Okay, moving on. Another question for you, 402-464-5685. John says, Jake, I have a question for Jay. Are Illinois linebackers any good, or does their defensive line make them look better than they actually are?
I think they're good. They're not at quite the level as they were, in years past when they had, I think his number was 35, and I think Barnes is still there. But their defensive line, they're led by 4 guys, and outside linebackers. They're the guys that have all the tackles for loss. They're the guys that have 16 of the 23 sacks. So really, they're feasting on everybody.
Yeah.
So you can't really say the linebackers aren't very good, but it's a well-coached defense, a defense that is very chippy and very physical at all 3 levels, and the linebackers are not to be trifled with or looked over.
Kelly says, and I'm not sure why you would know this, but maybe you would, Jay. Kelly says, could Mickey bring Ed Ordron to coach the line next season?
The O-line?
D-line. He says O-line. It's probably D-line. He's
Oh,
a
I have
defensive
no
line
idea.
coach.
I have no idea.
Wouldn't that be fun? Can you imagine Mickey Orgeron's a great recruiter. That's what he's always been doing.
Ed
He's a great
Orgeron would be down
recruiter.
at Bourbon Street all the time.
He'd be here. Yeah, he'd be just chilling here nonstop.
Yeah, I think Coach Dawson's doing a good enough job. I think so. I think that's where I stand at. Of course, Ed Orgeron is a great coach. He probably won. Maybe he come in as like an associate head coach or something, kind of like learn from his mistakes. But Ed Orgeron got fat pockets right now, and I'm sure he's got a lot of opportunities. So
yeah, he does. He doesn't need to.
I like Coach Dawson. I like the way he coaches. I think he's a coach down there that holds the guys accountable and put them in the position that they need to be. To be honest with you, Colton Feast last week played a pretty good game for him as far as being able to affect the plays, whether he was making it or not. And it went all for nothing because of the way that the running game's numbers showed up and the defensive numbers game showed up. So, I liked it. Coach Dawson's fine with me. I'm not going to worry about Ed Orgeron.
From YouTube, RM Husker says, do you think Nebraska will try to stack the box tomorrow to try to slow down Chase Brown, or can Tommy DeVito pass through that?
Well, I mean, look, I guess you could take the Patriots, type of mindset where they're going to try to take away what you do best. And if you beat them doing what you don't do best, then you kind of like tip your hat. So I imagine that they're going to be very focused on Chase Brown in that running game, but you can't be so focused on it that you don't cover the tight end or you don't cover, Juice Williams. So, look, this is a game to where, Chase Brown is kind of like the, he's the head of the snake, but you can't let somebody else have a career day based on you being so focused on Chase Brown.
Yep, Chase Brown's going to be someone that he's going to get his yards. He's not. You hope to not keep him below 200 yards, not let him just shred you. But can you keep him to a respectable yards?
Well, you don't
per
want
carry?
him. You don't want explosive plays in the run game from him, and you don't want a lot of yards after contact, right? So you want to make sure that you eliminate the yards after contact or keep it to a minimum. So those are the biggest things you want to get. Yeah, he's good enough. He's good enough to make you miss. We got to do a good job of gang tackling. We got to own our gaps. We got to do our job, own our gaps, and then we got to go play football. And sometimes, we got to make a good play against him in the open field. He's a good running back. He's a great running back, having a great year. They feed off of him, and it seems that he gets stronger as the game goes on. But then so should we. We got to keep hitting this dude, and we got to hit him hard, and we got to go in there. We got to punch the ball out. We got to make him uncomfortable. We can't let him have clean reads, right from the get-go. And once you do that, that's when you play really, really well. If you really play well against him on first and second down, and then you kind of put Illinois in a position where they got to think about running a different part of their playbook, that plays into Nebraska's hands. And so, a big thing is first and second down, establishing yourself, gang tackling. We used to have this stat to where we would call it knockback, right? So we hit a guy, knock him back, And so if we do that and take that mentality, we'll be just fine.
All right, quick programming note. You got high school football tonight. Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman on the call. Is it Lincoln Southwest? Lincoln Southwest, Miller West?
Lincoln Southwest against Miller West. Miller West came down to Lincoln with a lot on the line. Lincoln Southwest could have won the most game. They eventually got it, won the most games that they could have since like 2016 or 14. And Miller West won on the last second play, won 69 yards. Jamel Williams' son, Jackson Williams, I think had one reception going into the game. He ended up with like 6 catches and 4 touchdowns.
Wow.
He was the unstoppable force. And so it's going to be interesting. Look, you hardly ever get a chance to re-up against a team where Lincoln Southwest essentially dominated the whole game. And they had some game planning errors, time of possession errors, situational football errors, and very rarely do you get another shot. Now they get another shot at home in the playoffs. A lot more at stake. You expect Miller West to do a better job against the run, but I guarantee you Southwest has been looking forward to this game for quite some time.
7 o'clock, Seacrest Field. Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman on the call right after this. You have an hour to get over there, Jay, so I know you'll get out here.
Right, we have to get on that little crotch rocket right there, man. Dude running around. He ride around. Did you see him? He's riding around the crotch rocket with a Yale jacket on.
How about that?
Yeah.
Yale. Go Bulldogs. Go Bulldogs.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to do a couple college football picks. We'll do NFL picks next segment. So let's get you. Yesterday at the Scarlet Hotel, we did some Big Ten picks.
Yeah,
so
let's do some college football picks.
Let's do some college football picks. Top 25. We will skip the Big Ten games. We already did those. So Let's look at a couple. I think the big one of ranked versus ranked. Tomorrow at 2:30, Oklahoma State is a 1.5-point underdog against Kansas State.
Oh,
and Adrian Martinez.
Is Adrian playing?
I don't know. That's a good question. Well, I would assume that he's playing because they're favored by
Right.
1.5. That seems like a good reason to pick.
I'm going to
Kansas
go
State.
Oklahoma State because Adrian wasn't able to finish the last game.
Yep.
And even though the backup quarterback came in, he threw the ball pretty well. I think the reality set in. He threw a couple picks. I like Kansas State. I like the way they play. But if Adrian isn't playing, that definitely goes to Oklahoma State. I think Oklahoma State overcoming what they did last week to get that victory probably, I think, really springboards them to playing, really well going forward. And, I like the way Oklahoma State's offense is. That they're healthy or healthier than Kansas State. They spread you out. They can run it a little bit. The defense is always kind of Oklahoma State type of defense. They bend but don't break, and then they make a couple plays. So I'm going to go with Oklahoma State pure on the fact that Adrian Martinez wasn't able to even get to the second quarter last week. But I'm going to go with Oklahoma State.
At one point, K-State was playing a third-string quarterback because Howard got hurt too, the backup, and he came back in the game, but he had a third-string quarterback because he got hurt too. So they always have issues. Skylar Thompson could not stay healthy at K-State the last couple of years. He's now with the Dolphins in the NFL, but just unfortunately how they always have injuries there. Okay, another ranked versus ranked team. In the SEC, 19th ranked Kentucky heads to third-ranked Tennessee. The Volunteers are a 12-point favorite for a 6 p.m. kickoff.
Yeah, I'm going to go Tennessee's wearing their black uniforms, man, and I'm going to go with Tennessee. Even though they're a lot like Illinois, they're dealing with a lot of expectations now, and their quarterback is getting Heisman looks, and he looks pretty unstoppable. Kind of like this catfish
Look
trade
at the
right
catfish.
here. Yeah.
Let's show us the screen. Look at that. The catfish has arrived. Look at that. Look at that.
The catfish was not caught at Holmes Lake.
It was not.
Yeah.
No way.
So I'm going to go with Tennessee. I'm not really sold on Levis and Kentucky being a national powerhouse. I think they had a good year last year. They're a consistent program. Obviously, they deserve to be ranked, but I'm going to go with Tennessee. I think it's going to be a shootout now. I don't think Tennessee doesn't play a lick of defense now. I mean, they got a ton of talent, don't play a lick of D. But Levis has been hurt. They haven't been as consistent. Obviously, they missed Wandell from that Kentucky offense, and so I think Rodriguez, their running back, is out too. Ooh. So I'm definitely. I think. Don't quote me on it, but I'm going to go with Tennessee, and I think that's why they're favored so much.
TCU has been having a magical season, a lot of close victories, some comeback victories. They head to West Virginia at 7-0. West Virginia 3-4.
Night game.
7.5-point favorite. That's actually 11 a.m.
11 a.m.
Yeah.
No moonshine flowing for those fans over there.
Any chance of an upset? TCU going down at all to West Virginia on the road?
No, West Virginia is just not the normal West Virginia, where you always expect them to have one or two upsets. And they actually really play well upset-wise at 11 or at night. But West Virginia, I don't think, is the same West Virginia that we've, grown to, respect or I guess, expect for them to play well. So I'm going to go with TCU, who's kind of been under the radar, but I think they've been, they got a really good quarterback that's actually from Nebraska. They got a really special wide receiver. Their defense is always going to be pretty good. So I'm going to definitely go with TCU here.
I think TCU wins, but I think it's going to be a closer game than people think. West Virginia, they play pretty good at home.
Mm-hmm.
And TCU, I think, is due for a bad game. They've been living on the edge in some of these games, but they've been winning. So TCU wins, but close game. Notre Dame, 4-3, heads to Syracuse, 16th ranked Syracuse. Syracuse has had their first loss to Clemson, a tight game. They're 6-1, and they're 1.5-point favorites. 11 a.m. kick tomorrow, Jay.
That's interesting. I think, was it you telling me about the 3-point home advantage?
Right.
That lets you know the people that are setting the lines really don't believe in Syracuse.
They don't. And they play well against Clemson. They almost won that game last week.
They should have won that game.
Yeah. Uyunglele goes out. They bring in the backup. Right. They start winning the game.
I'm going to go with Syracuse. They play really, really well at home. I think they have I like their quarterback. I like their running game. I like their defense. I do not like Notre Dame. I don't think they have not really looked good all year. And so I'm going to go with Syracuse. I like what they're doing in Syracuse. I like their coach, and I believe in that this is a pretty good team in Syracuse.
I do too. Dino Babbers is getting it done this year.
Yeah.
Moving on for some games, couple more for the for college football. Cincinnati, ranked 20th, heads to UCF, led by Gus Malzahn. UCF actually a 1-point favorite despite not being ranked in this game.
Yeah, that's crazy because UCF has pretty much been blowing through people. Cincinnati was, they lost 8-9 guys to the NFL. I mean, which is huge for them. I mean,
9 guys.
Yeah, and they had Sauce Gardner, and so. But I still think they're a pretty good program. I think it's taken a little while for them to get the quarterback, in there and used to it, and then also getting used to trying to run the ball. I think they haven't been able to run the ball probably as much as Luke Fickell likes. Their defense is still pretty salty. Where's this game at?
This is in UCF, Orlando.
My uncle went to Cincinnati. One of my best friends played at Cincinnati. They'd probably be upset at me that I would not pick Cincinnati if I didn't pick Cincinnati. You know that,
watch yourself, Jay. You better watch yourself.
I'm picking UCF.
Because I don't care.
I don't care.
You pick winners.
Yeah, I pick winners, and I'm going for it. And I like winners.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a couple winners right there.
All right, UCF in the house tomorrow. They're Jay has them beating Cincinnati on their home field. Last one before we get to break and go to NFL picks next segment. Pittsburgh 4-3 on the road at 21st ranked North Carolina, 6-1 Tar Heels. They are 3-point favorites also.
Well, that's the home field advantage. I'm gonna go with Mac Brown. I like what they're doing. I like their Mac Brown's team. They had that game earlier in the year, against Appalachian State, where it was like 63-62.
Yeah.
But I think they rebounded from that, and I think they play better defense overall now since that. And they're at home, so I'm gonna go with the Fighting Mac Browns.
Okay. All right. When we come back, we're live at Old School's live at Bourbon Street. 8th and R, the Haymarket. Come on by. Great food. They got surf and turf tonight. Great drinks also. Beautiful night on the patio. Hang with us. When we come back on Old School, we will have Jay's NFL picks. More on 93.7 The Ticket next.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. In high school football this week, Lincoln East Malachi Coleman committed to Nebraska as a 4-star top prospect in the loaded 2023 class. 7 city schools have qualified for postseason play. In Class A, number 8 Lincoln Southwest will host number 9 Millard West. Number 14 Lincoln East will play on the road against the undefeated Elkhorn South. Lincoln Southeast will face the Gretna Knights, led by Zane Flores. Switching to Class B, number 8 Lincoln Pius X will host number 9 Elkhorn South. And in Class C1, number 9 Lincoln Christian will travel and face number 8 Omaha Roncalli. This has been your Southeast Community College High School Minute. Learn more today at southeast.edu with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford.
It is finally time for the high school football playoffs, and you can hear all the action unfold right here on 93.7 The Ticket. Hey guys, it's Nick Sainer. Join Jay Foreman and I tonight at 7 p.m. for a first-round playoff matchup between Millard West and Lincoln Southwest. The Silverhawks are 7-2 on the year and are led by senior running back Cal Newell, who ranks 9th in the state in rushing yards this season with more than 1,200 yards on the ground. Kickoff is slated for 7 p.m., and you can hear all the action unfold right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Tractor Supply is looking for full-time team members for their Waverly Distribution Center. Tractor Supply has a new progressive pay model where team members receive 5 wage increases in the first 2 years of employment with the ability to earn up to $24 per hour. Applicants can expect a 3- and 4-day workweek schedule with additional overtime days with both day and night shift schedules available. At Tractor Supply, they work hard, have fun, and make money. Apply today at tractorsupply.jobs.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top-shelf liquor to crowd-favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo Promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities that we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say hello. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Head to the Icebox this Saturday night as the Lincoln Stars host the Des Moines Buccaneers at 6:05 p.m. It's Princess and Girls Night, which means that your favorite princesses will be in attendance for this Saturday night clash. The best way to enjoy the evening is with a McDonald's Princess Package. You get 4 tickets and 2 tiaras for $65. Purchase your Princess Package for Saturday night's Lincoln Stars game now at lincolnstars.com.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Vershawn Jackson for Brandt Excavating. Brandt's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brandt is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brandt Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrandtExcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brandt Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go Big Brandt.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $24.11 per hour, which grows to $28.27 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $32.76 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Back to old school with DP and J.
All right, we are back. We got about a half hour left here at Bourbon Street, 8th and R. Come on by. Delicious food, delicious drinks. And we are here. Jay Foreman. I'm Jake Sorensen in for DP. Hopefully he's back next week recovering from a little illness. And we are going to go through some NFL picks. We just went to a couple college picks.
Right.
So let's break it down, Jay, as we get to the game Sunday. Okay, let me ask you first. Were you expecting the Ravens to win last night against the Bucs? 27-22, they take down Baltimore.
You know, to be honest with you, I felt that they were. I think the game was more important to the Ravens than the Bucs. The Bucs have a little bit of leeway just based on their division, so they can kind of sleepwalk into the playoffs if they ever kind of get out of their own way. The Ravens have been playing better football than the Bucs, and you know, it rang true. It was a tale of two halves, and you know, the Bucs have an extra 3 or 4 days to think about it and try to get their you know, bearings together because they got a big game against the Rams here coming up pretty soon.
They do. Bucs 3-5. Hard to believe it. First time Tom Brady's under 2 games below 500 in a season in his career. That's what you call a very, very solid career, very winning career for Tom Brady. But 3-5 for the Bucs. We'll see if they can rebound. On to the Sunday games. We'll start off with a game I care about a lot. The Miami Dolphins, fresh off a win on Sunday Night Football against the Steelers, head to Detroit. The Lions are 1-5. The Dolphins 4-3. DeAndre Swift is back for this game. So is TJ Hawkinson for the Lions. Dolphins got a little bit, got some weapons to worry about there. Dolphins also have a healthy Tua back, though, as well as Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle on the turf of Detroit. So upset special, Jay, or Dolphins take care of business?
The Dolphins, I think when Tua plays, they, as much as the Dolphins didn't really, I guess, respect Tua in, years past, this year they are a different team when he plays. So I'm going to go with the Dolphins and Tua, and I think their offense is more consistent, which allows their defense to be better. And, I think they handled Detroit, pretty, I wouldn't say easily, but they do a pretty good job against Detroit.
Detroit was hanging with the Cowboys tough in the fourth quarter. They fumbled at the 1 yard line, and that game got out of hand after that. But the Lions they cannot get out of their own way. It's year in, year out, the same story. The Lions cannot get out of their own way, and it's been the same so far this year. Moving on. Actually, this is the first game on Sunday. I should have said this first, but the game in London.
Yeah.
The Broncos are 2-5. Russell Wilson expected to play in this game.
He's supposed to start
against the Jaguars, who have lost 4 straight games right now. The Jags, both teams 2-5, 8:30 kick. Jags are 2.5-point favorites in London.
I'm going to go with the Jags because they've played better football, even though their record, obviously you got 2-5 teams. But they look like a better team. I like what Doug Peterson's doing down there. I like the Jags are starting to get healthier. ETN and their young guys that they drafted last year that were hurt, they're starting to kind of get into form. And London's kind of like the home away from home for the Jags. So,
they play it all the time.
Yeah, they go all the time. So I'm going to go with the Jags.
The Jags beat my Dolphins last year in London. That was disappointing. But, yeah, that is the place they belong, apparently. Moving on. NFC South showdown. The Panthers, fresh off of firing Matt Rule, just beat the Bucs last week with P.J. Walker. They are 2-5, heading to the 3-4 Atlanta Falcons, who find themselves right now on top of the NFC South. They're on top because the Bucs lost last night.
Yeah.
Falcons, 4-point favorites to the Falcons, stay on top of the NFC South.
I'm going to go with the Falcons. I think P.J. Walker in the way that the Panthers played last week kind of can catch a team by surprise, and I know that from experience. And I think Atlanta has a whole week to prepare for, more known entities in P.J. Walker and how they're going to have an offense since Christian McCaffrey's gone. So I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons, and they're playing at home.
Okay, Falcons cover 4, and they moved to 4-4 per Jay's prediction. Onward, 2 teams that won on Sunday and Monday. The Chicago Bears, a nice win against the Patriots, 33-14 on Monday Night Football, are 3-4 heading to the Cowboys, who have Dak Prescott back. He played against the Lions, was okay, not great, but not bad. Cowboys 5-2. Cowboys are 10-point favorites.
Yeah,
Jay, is that too high?
Yeah, I don't know if they cover, but Chicago just traded away Robert Quinn, their pass rush threat,
to the Eagles,
which would be perfect against the Cowboys and Dak Prescott because Mike McCarthy will pass the ball sometimes in games he should be running the ball. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys. Cowboys defense is serious. Their whole front can rush the passer. The Bears offensive line has not been good, and they have not been able to run the ball consistently enough to kind of keep that Dallas offense off. And I think Dak Prescott looks better in week 2 coming back than week 1.
Moving on, still the NFC, the Arizona Cardinals 3-4. They beat the Saints on Thursday night last week. They head to the Vikings, fresh off a bye. 5-1 is Minnesota, 3.5-point favorites in Minneapolis. Jay, do the Vikings move to 6-1?
I'm going to pick the fighting Kirk Cousins. He's over the last year and this year he's played pretty good. I liked what they're doing with the new coach. And here's a sneaky fact for you here, for you guys.
I'm ready.
I would say take the under and the Vikings win because the new Call of Duty came out Thursday. Kyler Murray has been gaming.
That's right.
So then therefore the offense won't be as good and he will probably throw 2 or 3 interceptions. So you heard it here first. You always got to look at when things are either coming out on PlayStation or Xbox Live or whatever he likes to do. And so I'm going to go with the Vikings.
That's why we pay the big bucks, Jay, for that kind of insight right there. Cardinals, Vikings take the under, but Vikings win the game per Jay. Noon kickoff. The Vegas Raiders head to the Saints. 2 teams not playing very well. The Raiders 2-4. They did beat the Texans to get their second win of the season last week. The Saints are 2-5. Vegas 1.5-point favorites on the road in New Orleans.
I'm going to go with the Raiders. They just got better weapons on offense. They've got a better offense. both defenses have been doing some good things. The Raiders have done a lot more good things than their record shows. And so with a new coach and new regime, it's kind of been a little bit of tough sledding, but I'm going to go with the Raiders. The New Orleans offense just looks lethargic and at times and pathetic.
Andy Dalton threw 2 straight pick sixes last week at the end of the half against Arizona.
And that was it.
That's
pretty much ball game. Yeah. And because they were hanging tough with him. And so I don't think Andy Dalton to throw 4 picks like he did last week, but he's definitely not Andy Dalton that they're paying $10 million for.
A couple more noon games before we get to the afternoon games on Sunday. The Patriots are at the Jets. Now, the Patriots have an issue at quarterback. Mac Jones is going to start this game, but he got pulled for Bailey Zappi in the last game. That didn't go over well. Zappi had a bad second half. The Bears blew him out. The Jets are 5-2. The Jets have won 4 straight games. They're at home, and they're underdogs. 2.5-point favorites versus Belichick.
I think this is the Belichick Patriots having that mental block in the Jets' head. But anytime a coach says we're taking receipts, I'm going with him. I like him. I like it that he's playing and he's inspiring his team. The Jets are playing well. They're playing really good defense. I think when Wilson's been back, so I think their offense is more explosive. The injury bug, hit him last week with Hall, but they made a trade for Robinson from the Jaguars, so I think they'll be able to kind of piece together a run game. They got a better offense, and they got a better offensive line than people give them credit for. And anytime you can pick up Dwayne Brown on a humbug, a Hall of Fame left tackle, I think you're doing some good things. So I'm going to go with the Jets.
Jets can move to 6-2. If that being said, and the Patriots fall to 3-5, that'd be falling to the bottom, the depths of hell in the AFC East.
Yeah,
which we have both been there. Our Bills and Dolphins have both been there.
We've deviled. We've hung out there.
We have hung out
We've
there.
switched years.
I'm sick of that.
Yeah.
One more noon game before we get to the 3:00 game. Steelers 2-5 in a rebuilding year at the 6-0 Eagles. Eagles 11-point favorites in the Pennsylvania showdown.
This game right here is going to be physical, be chippy. Pittsburgh is a very prideful, program, and obviously team. And Philly is playing out of this world right now. They're great at every level. They just picked up Robert Quinn. They added to that pass rush.
Yep.
I'm going to go with the Eagles. The game is going to be closer than what the spread says, but I'm going to go with the Eagles.
All right, 5 more to go. 5 more to go, and then we will save the Monday night game for our Monday show. Okay, Titans 4-2 on a 4-game win streak head to Houston, who is 1-4-1. Titans are 2.5-point favorites. Do they ride this to a 5-game win streak, Jay?
Yeah, I do. I think you saw Jacobs last week for the Raiders go off against the Texans. Here comes King Henry. I think the Titans are kind of getting into their Titan mojo. We're going to beat you up.
Yep.
Run Henry. Timely passing. Tannehill's going to be efficient quarterback, and their defense is starting to get a rhythm. I'm going to go with the Titans. Reluctantly, though.
Yeah, the Titans got bulldozed by the Bills in week 2, Monday Night Football,
41-7.
Yeah,
It's the Bills, though. Come on,
they bounced back and have won every game since.
Right.
Okay, 4 more to go. Commanders 3-4, 2-game win streak for Washington. Head to the Colts, who just benched Matt Ryan. Sam Ehlinger now the starting quarterback the rest of the season at 3-1. Indianapolis also a 3-point favorite.
Oh, no. We're going with Tyler Heineke that we trust, and we're going to pick the Commanders for DP. That's his team.
That's right, for DP.
Yeah, for DP. They're going to win for DP. And anytime that you go to a new rookie quarterback, unproven, definitely didn't go over well in the locker room that Matt Ryan was benched for the whole season. I'm going with the Commanders. Big against the Colts.
Big. Okay, I say Commanders too. I mean, the Commanders are coming off a win against the Packers. I know the Packers aren't the same team as they have been, but that's a big win for the Commanders to win that. So I will also take Washington in that game. 3 more to go before we get to break. The 49ers are 3-4, had a rough loss last week. They play the Rams, who are fresh off of a bye at 3-3 in L.A. The Niners are 1.5-point favorites.
Right, yeah. This is a toss-up game for me because
it is a toss-up.
You'd like to think Sean McVay with a bye week would piece together a pretty good offense. But you know what they don't have this year? They don't have a running attack. Then that's Matthew Stafford is back to Matthew Stafford things. But he has 2 really good receivers, and that defense is still the defense. You got Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, you got Bobby Wagner, and you got 3 Hall of Famers. How are you not very good? But here come the 49ers with Christian McCaffrey.
Yep.
2 weeks into the program with Deebo Samuel and Jimmy G and that defense looking to get some payback because they didn't play good last week. Oh, and the payback from the playoff game. I'm going with the 49ers.
49ers.
I'm going with the 49ers.
Okay, 2 more to go. The red hot New York Football Giants, 6-1, are on the road against a great story, Geno Smith redemption tour with the Seahawks. 4-3 Seattle. 3-point favorites. This is a 3:25 game on Fox on Sunday.
Right. I'm going to go with the Giants. They don't have anybody that's going to be, big ticket players. I mean, besides Saquon Barkley and a couple of young guys on defense. But I'm going to go with the Giants. They're well coached. I love their head coach. He was offensive coordinator at Buffalo. Bill Belichick disciple, knows how to coach, and he knows how to coach effectively what they got. Daniel Jones has played better than what people give him credit for. I'm going to go with the Giants against Geno Smith, but the Seattle Seahawks is also a great story. This is 2 teams that nobody thought that were going to be worth tiddly-poo, and both of them are playing really well this year.
At some point, do the Giants wake up from this dream or
no?
not?
Well, if you watch them play, the defense is fast and physical, right?
Yep.
And the offense, Saquon Barkley is back. The offensive line is playing better. Thomas, their big tackle that they drafted a couple years ago, has been the top graded tackle for 3 weeks in a row. You get Evan Neal that came in from Alabama, let him kind of grow into his position. And you got Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones, and timely offense from receivers that are not known but have been playing pretty consistent this year.
We will save our last pick, which is your Bills against the Packers on Sunday Night Football.
You already know what that is.
I know. We'll save it. Just in case people are going to be shocked, we're live at Bourbon Street, 8th and R. Come on by. We'll be here for about 10 more minutes. One last segment of Old School is next on 93.7 The Ticket.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Head to the Icebox this Saturday night as the Lincoln Stars host the Des Moines Buccaneers at 6:05 p.m. It's Princess and Girls Night, which means that your favorite princesses will be in attendance for this Saturday night clash. The best way to enjoy the evening is with a McDonald's Princess Package. You get 4 tickets and 2 tiaras for $65. Purchase your Princess Package for Saturday night's Lincoln Stars game now at lincolnstars.com.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Wow, did you ever save me money on my car?
Yes, that's why our customers keep coming back.
How do you do it, friendly car dealer ?
We simply have low overhead and high trade-in values. The next line's yours.
Oh.
Ready for something better? Mullen Motors is a no-hassle, no-pressure dealership with financing available. Check out the inventory at MikeMullenMotors.com.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Tractor Supply is looking for full-time team members for their Waverly Distribution Center. Tractor Supply has a new progressive pay model where team members receive 5 wage increases in the first 2 years of employment with the ability to earn up to $24 per hour. Applicants can expect a 3- and 4-day work week schedule with additional overtime days with both day and night shift schedules available. At Tractor Supply, they work hard, have fun, and make money. Apply today at tractorsupply.jobs.
October often presents all 4 seasons within 1 month. Are you and your feet prepared for the highs and lows? Stop in now to Brown Shoe Fit for a fall sale. Get $10 to $15 off any regular price shoe over $70. Save on dress shoes, athletic shoes, boots, and even hiking shoes. Brown's has great brands like Brooks, New Balance, Clark's, Hoka, Merrell, and more. Some exclusions may apply, so see store for details. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today for their fall sale, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
Let me share something to make life just a little easier. It's just one word, Bryant. If we need service on our furnace or AC, we call Bryant. Same thing goes for an electrical issue. If I have a problem with my faucet, a toilet, a drain, or a water heater, I don't need to know how to fix something. I just need to know who to call. And at our house, it's Bryant.
Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. Just one call. 467-1111. Remember, we do whatever it takes.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism.
Another packed fall sports season means it's time to get to N Street Drive-In to fill up on all your beverage needs. Right now, they have tons of fall seasonals and Oktoberfest beers, and you can check out their First Street Brewing and Lucky Bucket selections as their beers of the month. Also, make sure to download the new N Street Drive-In app to order online and to set up delivery right to your front door. And don't forget their top-notch crowler fill system. N Street Drive-In, your one-stop beverage stop at 1801 O Street.
I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Old School with DP&J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
That's all he be doing is hitting golf balls.
All right. Last segment of
Man, these 2 hours be going by quick.
It goes fast, man. It always does. We're having fun, talking sports.
Yeah, man. We might have to start getting on the air at like 5 a.m. to 9 or 10.
Well, I'm on it. I'm on at 6.
Yeah, I just cross over with you, and then I could just bust. I could just bust Simple's chops for 3 hours.
Oh, you like that?
I would do that for free.
I'm sure you would.
Then I would jump on his little Harley and rev that bad boy up.
We're gonna draw for the jersey here in a second.
All right.
But before we do that, I told you we had one more game to pick. We saved it for a commercial break so you could rev up your engines for the sucker.
Yeah.
The Green Bay Packers, who are fresh off of a loss to the Commanders, head to the refreshed Buffalo Bills, who are fresh off a bye week.
Right.
11-point favorites
are
the Bills against Aaron Rodgers and company.
Yeah.
Will they cover that with ease?
No, I don't think they cover with ease. I think Green Bay's defense is pretty salty. But I think Buffalo wins. But I think Aaron Rodgers and that offense starts to show some spark. But Buffalo has too much firepower. And there's just a disconnect between Aaron Rodgers, his young playmakers, and the play calling. And until they get on the same page, I think Buffalo is going to be another team that's going to take advantage of it.
Hard to bet against the Buffalo Bills. I am selfishly, for my undefeated Dolphins in 72, happy that the Dolphins got that out of the way because that's a team that could go the distance and not lose the rest of the way.
Yeah, they could. I mean Buffalo just needs to be consistent. They can't have that ugly loss like they did last year down at Jacksonville.
Oh yeah,
which lost them home field advantage and had to go down to Kansas City, and then they lost it with 13 seconds left. So it's it's a big game for him. I mean, Aaron, anytime you're facing a Hall of Fame quarterback with his back against the wall and he's been challenging his teammates to be professional, you're going to get their best effort.
Yep. So I think that the Bills moved to 6-1. I think they are in cruise control on top of the AFC East. The Dolphins are trying to push them, but if you guys don't lose, we can't catch you.
Well, that's the best way to go about it, man. Play with a lead and then extend the lead.
Yep. So we'll see how that goes. Again, we'll predict Browns-Bengals for Monday Night Football on Monday when we get there. But again, thank you for everyone for coming out today to Bourbon Street. It's going to be open till 11 o'clock tonight. Come on by. They open at 10:30 tomorrow, so come here before the game, hang out, have some drinks, have some good food, enjoy the nice patio and the great weather tomorrow. Let's draw for this jersey.
All right.
Let's see who we got. The winner
Go ahead.
is it's Bob. It's Bob.
There it is.
Bob is the winner. Congrats, Bob.
Good
There's
job,
your Grant
Bob.
Wistrom jersey. It has been fun, Jay. You got to skedaddle, get over to
Yeah, I gotta get it. This is playoff time, baby. I gotta bring it.
Millard
you know what I'm saying? We gotta bring it.
Millard
We gotta bring
West, Lincoln Southwest, Jay Foreman, Nick Sainer on the call in just over an hour from now, 7 p.m.
It's do or die, Brooklyn, New York, man. These young kids are about to play a playoff game. You always remember your last game.
That's right. 8-9 seed tonight, starting off the playoffs. We are live tomorrow at noon at Tipsy Tina's, just south of here for the pregame show.
It's on like butter popcorn.
We will talk to you then. Enjoy your Friday night and go Big Red tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out with us. See you.